Between both of those, I had a return of about 20 to 21. Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video, we're gonna be talking about how my vehicle purchases have beat the stock market, and this isn't BS. I'm gonna explain everything in today's video, but before we get into the video, I do need to give a shout out to my car buying guide. If you wanna save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to that in the description down below, and if you want to be able to purchase vehicles that will appreciate more than the stock market goes up in value, then you're gonna wanna get that course. Let's get into the video. So let's first quickly talk about the vehicles that are currently beating the stock market. So the first one that I have is the 2021 Gen 3 Ford Raptor. This one has the 37 performance package. As you guys can see, we've got the big beefy tires. You can see the Jeep here with the 35s. Wimpy, hefty. I'm just kidding. But anyways, yeah, 37 performance package. And I completely decked out this truck from an option perspective. So you get the blue interior for 21 with the 37 package, and I did not spare any cost. I got, you know, full panoramic sunroof. You've got the giant infotainment system. I've got all the self-driving tech, all that fun stuff. So this truck, I mean, from an option perspective, it's pretty much as loaded as it gets. You can see heated seats here for the rear, got the carbon fiber. I did do this after the fact. I added a bed liner. I didn't get it from the factory because it's cheaper to do a bed liner aftermarket than it is to get it from the factory. And I feel like the aftermarket bed liners are slightly nicer. If you guys are wondering, I think this one's a Rhino liner. Yes, Rhino liner. But anyways, that's a quick look at the Raptor. Now we got to talk prices. So the sticker price of this truck is about $82,000. Now, the next one is the bright pink Jeep that I just picked up. This is a 2022 Jeep Wrangler Rubicon 392 with the Extreme Recon package. So you've got the 35s from the factory. It's lifted a little bit compared to a regular 392. You've got the beadlock capable wheels. And again, fully loaded with the interior. So you guys can see it comes fully loaded pretty much as standard. So you've got the upgraded seats. You can see the really nice steering wheel, and then the center stack, and then the little infotainment system, heated seats, no cooled seats though, and all that. I did get the top insulation. This is finished in Tuscadero pink, if you guys are wondering what the color is called. And the price of this vehicle, $86,000 for the sticker price. So this is actually about $4,000 more than the Raptor. Take that in for a second. Now, the oldest vehicle in the fleet is the 2021 Ram 1500 TRX. This is the Hellcat truck, and this truck actually has the most miles. So the Jeep has like 200 or 300 miles. That has like 2,000 miles. This has about 11,000 miles on it roughly. Now this truck is the most modified. Like, this doesn't have anything on it. This just has a wrap, and this has a wrap, and it's got the lights at the top, and it's got bumpers front and rear. It also has an exhaust from AWE. They make amazing exhausts, by the way, so look them up. But again, this truck is fully loaded from an interior perspective. So pop open the door. I did the red stitching. I did the carbon fiber. The Alcantara comes with that, but you guys can see the red accenting. Got the full leather seats here. And you can see here, you got like adaptive cruise control, 12-inch display, again, panoramic sunroof. It's kind of hard to see there at the top. But the original sticker price on this truck was about $94,000 roughly. And you can see bed liner. I did the rack on the back. I did the tire carrier, which I recommend if you get the TRX, if you take it off-road. Helps out a massive amount. So yeah, pretty expensive. So I guess we gotta add up the investment. So if we add up the total with all of the vehicles, and I can't disclose exact pricing on all of them in terms of what I paid because there's certain agreements I have with certain dealerships. Some of the vehicles were purchased for under MSRP. But anyways, I can tell you that the rough total value is about $260,000 with all of the vehicles added up in terms of my total investment into them. So again, that's total amount invested, right? Now this is where things get pretty interesting. So with the Ram TRX, again, I've got just over 11,000 miles on this truck now, and I've had a massive amount of fun with the truck. And this is the vehicle that actually brings down the total portfolio the most right now. now, but I think that this could potentially be the most valuable vehicle in the near future because they're discontinuing the Hellcat powertrain. But anyways, market value on this truck is about $100,000 to $105,000 roughly. And again, that is based on actual transaction prices that are happening on the TRX. Now, if I had just sat this in a garage and hadn't driven it whatsoever and it had delivery miles on it, I could probably get another $15,000 on top of the values I just mentioned on the truck. So there is a little bit of a value add if I hadn't driven it, but like I think it was well worth it with all the fun that I've had with this truck. Now, popping over to the Wrangler, this is where things get pretty crazy. So again, this has about 200-ish, 300-ish miles on it because I just took delivery of it very recently, and the values on these are just crazy. Again, this is another vehicle where the engine is going to be discontinued very soon. 2023 will be the last year with both of these engines. Anyways, the values on these have been anywhere from, I've seen like 120 to 140, which is crazy, but that's just what these are going for in the market right now. And I only see the values on this going up. So if you guys want, and again, this is not, I should have put that at the beginning of the video, not financial advice. I'll probably have to put like a disclaimer there at the beginning. I believe, and this is just my guess, this is probably going to be a $200,000, not my specific truck, but like a clean TRX that has like very low miles is probably going to be a $200,000 truck in 2024, 2025. I think this is going to be, again, clean, low miles, is going to be like a $200,000 vehicle 2024, 2025 when the engine's discontinued. Now, popping over here to the Gen 3 Raptor, values on these I've seen anywhere from $110,000 to $130,000 for ones that have the 37 performance package. It's a very hard package to get a hold of. Dealerships, basically from an allocation perspective, will usually have like a 10-to-1 ratio where they'll get 10 35 packages for every one performance package. So again, it's just a low availability vehicle right now, and that makes it so that it's worth all the money in today's market. Now, in terms of long-term value, this is the one that I think is going to be the weakest because I don't see the EcoBoost getting discontinued anytime soon. They might get rid of the 3.5, which this truck has, but they still have the 3.0, which is a strong engine. And so they might do that with like some sort of hybrid system or something. I don't know. But again, it doesn't have as cool of an engine as either of these. Like, I love the V6, don't get me wrong, but I don't think there's going to be as much of a value add with this truck down the road. I think that this one, once the market calms down, will slightly depreciate, whereas these two will appreciate a massive amount. Now, before we talk about the value add with the vehicles, we do have to talk about the stock market. So there's a number of different ways to basically gauge how the stock market's doing. The one that seems to be the most popular recently has been the S&P 500 because it has a lot of tech companies in it. So it, seems to consistently have, over a long period of time, really good gains. So last year, if you had invested money at the beginning of the year, by the end of the year, you would have had a return of about like 27% with the S&P 500. But if we just do the 1 year rolling average right now with the S&P 500, 10.3% is what you would have made on your money. Year to date, negative 11.76%. So we had massive gains last year with the stock market, but then this year, right, there's been a lot of crazy stuff happening, and so the stock market's just been tanking. And so again, your yearly rolling average would be in the positive by about 10%. But then if, year to date, you're going to be in the negative by 11%, which is not a good place to be. So now let's compare my vehicle portfolio to the stock market. And a quick disclaimer, this does not include any YouTube or Facebook income in these percentages. If I included YouTube and Facebook income into these percentages, all I'm going to say is that they would be significantly higher. This is just pure vehicle appreciation. So we're going to start with the TRX. The TRX is my worst investment for today's video. 6% is what we've had on that truck from an appreciation perspective. So the TRX is currently not beating the stock market. That being said, I believe there is massive appreciation with this truck in the near future. Again, not financial advice, but that's what I believe. Now, the next one is the Jeep Wrangler. So the Jeep Wrangler right now is the strongest part of the portfolio, and it's probably because it has the lowest amount of miles and all that fun stuff. But anyways, the Wrangler right now has an upside of about 35%. So over 3 times what the yearly average for the stock market is right now. And like I said, I think there's only more upside for that vehicle after it gets discontinued, rather. Now, for the Raptor, the last one, which is kind of hiding over there a little bit, we have an upside of about 32% on the Raptor. So what that brings my total portfolio to, I just have my notes on my phone right there, is 26%. And here's the thing, is that value isn't lost because all of these vehicles are still worth what they were worth before the beginning of the year, whereas the stock market, right, like I said, has steadily been in the decline because there's a lot of uncertainty and everything, whereas the vehicle values have not followed suit. And so had you gone out and bought any of these vehicles, well, minus the TRX, I suppose. Well, as long as you don't jump your TRX and put 11,000 miles on it, you should be fine. So that being said, had you gone out and bought any of these vehicles, your amount invested in those vehicles would be worth more than your amount of invested into the stock market at this current date. So I want to finish today's video with a few key points. First off, to the people that are going to comment down below that vehicles are depreciating assets and that I'm frivolous with my money and that I'm stupid, I'm going to lose all my money. You're the people that need to buy the car buying course so you can get educated so that you can understand how to get good enough deals on cars so that you don't lose money. Anyways, besides that, here's the deal. I'm not saying that you should invest all of your money into vehicles because that is not what I have done. I have money in real estate because I own a house and I'm actually going to be renting out my basement soon. And so this house that I'm living in is now kind of like, well, I mean, obviously it's appreciating over time, so it's an investment from that standpoint, but I'm actually going to have some cash flow with this house. So then it's an investment from that standpoint as well. And then I do have money invested in the stock market. I do have money invested in cryptocurrency. So not all of my money is invested in vehicles. I'm doing different types of investments. That being said, vehicles can be a great investment if you know what you're doing. And this is where it comes down to investing in what you know and not investing in what you don't know. If you don't understand cars, if you're not a car person, don't just go out and buy cars thinking you're gonna be able to make a massive amount of money on them, because chances are you're probably going to end up losing money because you're gonna buy the wrong cars for the wrong amount of money, and then it's not gonna work out. But if you understand cars and you understand the car market, right? I am around cars all day, every single day. So I am very in touch with the market and what's happening with cars. Then yeah, go and buy cars that you know are gonna have a massive upside. Again, not financial advice, right? But I think this is one of the most exciting investments out there because, I mean, think about this for a second. This truck has 11,000 miles on it. I've jumped it 24 times. I've had a massive amount of fun with it. I, have had tons of fun driving on road, all that kind of stuff. Tons of fun has been had with this truck. And it's still worth more than what I paid for it, which is crazy. Like, what other type of investment can you enjoy as much as one of these vehicles, right? Like, I think about the money I have in the stock market, and it goes up or down depending on what's happening in the market and all that kind of stuff on a daily basis. Same thing with the cryptocurrency. But that's just like this number that's going up and down, and I can't do anything with that number. And so making smart investments towards vehicles could be something where you can actually enjoy your investment, because ultimately the money that I have put into the stock market, for example, and into cryptocurrency, I'm hoping to pull out one day so then I can buy items like this and have fun with it, right? I'm sure that's why a lot of you invest money in certain assets like that. And so this is kind of like a way where you can basically, purchase assets like this now, have fun with them now, and make money on them now versus having to wait 40 years from now when your investments have enough money for you to be able to do it. So again, need to reiterate, not financial advice. And if you want to learn how to do stuff like this, car buying course, it's super cheap in the description down below. That's going to sum things up for today's video. Sorry if that was a little bit long-winded, but I wanted to make sure that I adequately explained everything so there isn't any confusion. There's probably still going to be confusion because people do the YouTube skip thing where they skip through the video, and then we hear a couple things and then they're like, wait, what? So I'm sure I'll get comments like that. But anyways, if you're stopping for the first time, please subscribe. I'll see you guys. So I just finished filming the car portfolio video and I realized that I forgot to include the Bronco and the Focus from last year that I basically bought and sold within last year. And both of those were also investment vehicles. And between both of those, I had a return of about 20 to 21% roughly. And so those are vehicles that I actually bought and sold and made that kind of return on them. And so yeah, I know I'm still going to get comments of people saying that vehicles are bad investments, that I'm wasting my money, but I'm going to cry myself all the way to the bank. That's all.